Yo, this is Lonzo, GodFather, West Coast Hip Hop. We're about to rock with the GANGSTER CHRONICLEs. Me, EIHT, STEELE, my boy Dusty in the house, y'all. This is about to go down.
Hey, it's another episode of the GANGSTER CHRONICLES podcast, and I am Big Steel with my dog, Jill. This is CMW.
I did say CMW. CMW, N.W.A, CIA, and a bunch of other initials and littles and lopes and shit. Wouldn't be here. Wouldn't be doing what they doing.
So you had
That's why I came down today, man.
Came down today. Lonzo said he wasn't here today. He said, not without Lonzo. Not without Lonzo.
A lot of niggas came through Lonzo's presence as far as, you know, that door as far as getting what I want to say, getting a shot into the music biz, because there was not a lot of fucking West Coast artists here before, you know, Lonzo, the Wrecking Crew, and shit, I couldn't even name nobody before then.
And when Drake left, Michel'le bounced too.
Yeah. Michel'le was never part of the Wrecking Crew. She was like a feature, work for hire type situation. She was.
You know, I watched her movie. I think I called you because I was at home watching her I think her movie was on BET.
That was one of them Lifetime movies.
Yeah, one of them Lifetime. Yeah, a lot of crying and shit. And, all
and they had you and that motherfucker. I said, they got the homie up in here. I need to ask him, is this shit true?
Man,
you found her in the store?
Of all the shits, man, that was probably the biggest lie I ever told. Of all the shit I've ever done, niggas lied on me in all kind of ways. They lied on me and Jesus all the time. And they lied on me more than they did Jesus, okay? And now she did work at a store, but I was not walking through no goddamn store looking for a pair of socks. I didn't wear fucking socks, man. I just showed y'all that for the goddamn, I didn't wear socks that much. So, then they had me smoking cigarettes, pacing outside the studio, waiting for her to get off the bus. Man, that's some bullshit. You could go to the distributor, hey, look, I got a new project coming out. I need advance on my project, okay? But because we were a distributor, they took it against the distribution company and not that particular label. Mm-hmm. So whoever's product came out, they just got their money from that. Y'all got to figure it out for yourselves.
Oh, okay.
See what I'm saying? We're gonna charge this $10,000, $20,000 to the fucking distribution company. So when y'all come out, instead of y'all getting, when we build the shit, we're gonna get our 20 grand back. I don't care whose product it is. So when it came down to it, the compilation was the next project coming through. So it got caught up in that shit. So now I got to go to the Egyptian Lover, and hey man, y'all owe me 80 grand. We sold like 10, 15,000 copies like that. Mm-hmm. Okay, and with that we were selling CDs. We was building them at like $9.50 a piece.
Yeah.
So
that was 80 grand. Minus pressing.
Did you ever get your money from Egyptian?
Never got my goddamn money. Never got.
And let me and see the thing about distribution too. When you you got a label situation set up, whatever record falters,
right?
It's gonna get top of a thing. That's why they don't mind giving you advances, because they got a line of records coming up.
Right. That's the whole thing about the record industry. Most cats don't understand. It's about your credibility. So if you got 4 labels that's under one distribution company, somebody gonna drop a record in the next few months.
Exactly.
And I'm gonna get my money back one way or another. I don't care who it is. I just want my money back. Y'all figure out who y'all gonna charge it back to, and that's where the shit got fucked up at. So now they were supposed to drop some shit to offset our shit, and we end up falling out after that. The shit Ice Cube did in the movie, he got that from me. I did that to Michel'le first. But I made shit off the lights. That motherfucker, he called them all back in. He had like 20,000 copies in the warehouse. I said, it was like on Monday. I said, hey man, I'm gonna come back and get them records on Thursday. All right, no problem. I happened to fall back to Michel'le on Tuesday. Half of them was gone. Where the fuck my records at, man? Oh, I had to crush them up because they had no space.
So he broke your record?
No,
no.
That's a lie he said.
Backdoor the motherfucker.
Then his secretary, white girl, we break her off from time to time. She keep us up on the latest scoop from that motherfucker. Your records, she sent me a note. She said, so I called her back. Your records are on Pico and so street. Sure enough, I pulled up. They unloaded my shit. So I went back to Michel'le the next day. Unknown called them up and said, hey, I don't know what you did to Lonzo. that motherfucker coming to kick your ass down. I walked in that motherfucker. I grabbed this goddamn golf club. And I started tearing this office up. That motherfucker started throwing these motherfucking stacks of money. For me about $7,500.
Yeah.
Yes. I went back the rest of the next day. Got the rest of my goddamn records. No bullshit.
The way they paint your character in these movies is that you had a very great dislike of hip hop. That you didn't like it.
That's the biggest lie we're fucking told, man. I'm
Yeah.
the first motherfucker to bring a hip hop actor to Los Angeles. I'm the first one to bring Curtis Blow and Run DMC to LA.
No, let's say they say he didn't like gangster shit.
No.
That's what they're saying.
No. Understand this.
Yeah, that's what they're saying.
Understand this. When it came to N.W.A, my only problem with them was the fucking name, man. I'm born in the 50s. I'm 66 fucking years old. When, as I grew up as a young man in Compton, when I heard somebody call somebody a nigga, it was a negative connotation. It was nothing. It was not a term of endearment. It was not a term of endearment. My daddy saw, oh, look at that nigga. Oh my God. That nigga, don't nigga your car up. Shit like that. That's my daddy told me that shit. So I couldn't get with the name. Second of all, when they first came out, they were not doing gangster rap. They were doing reality rap. Something to dance to. Panic Zone. The Charles Wright songs. You know what I'm talking about? When they was in jail. Express Yourself.
Express Yourself. Yeah.
Niggas had to pay their dues. That's why I look at it like now. I'm 52 years old. But I tell every nigga that a lot of us had to pay our dues when it came to getting into the music business. I had no fucking idea how I was going to actually make a record. I used to be in the garage at the homie house making TDK tapes like Toddy T, talking about the hood, rapping about gangster shit, niggas who sold dope, and the homie who went to the fucking jail last night. So by the chance meeting of Lonzo, getting on the Compton compilation is how we met Unknown. Unknown had Techno Hop. Unknown had Ice-T. Your Dog in the Wax,
right.
You Don't Quit, songs like that. He had King T. He had The Coolest, and You Better Bring the Gun. So from there, going to Lonzo's, fucking with Slip, we met Unknown. Unknown had Techno Hop. I think we put out a fucking
An EP.
We put out an EP.
You said
You the one, your company initially put the Compton compilation out, correct?
yeah.
So that means that those groups on that compilation, if a deal was to arise out of it or something, it seemed like that would have went through you.
They did. Compton's Most Wanted went through Unknown.
Mm-hmm.
Vanilla C went through my boy Charles.
Mm-hmm.
He did a single deal with her.
Mm-hmm.
And
PG-13 went to Unknown.
PG-13 went to Unknown also. So it was my partner. He was a part of West Coast, but the groups didn't come to West Coast. You follow me?
Yeah, gotcha.
And by that time we started having issues. I didn't want.
Why did you feel like you didn't have first dibs at trying to get those groups deals, since all of them came through Crew Cut?
You know what? I've always been a little bit different minded, man. Because at that time, hip hop was so new. I got the studio. I'm doing clubs. I'm getting asked all the time. I mean, here, give me something. Give me something. Go. Give me something. Go. That was always my attitude. Okay. I was always on a different situation. I provided the platform. I didn't really want to be nobody's manager.
Okay. So
I'm not a producer. I don't make beats.
And Jerry Heller was with you at first, right?
Jerry Heller was with me first. I don't make beats. I own studios. I own nightclubs. I own platforms. I give people shots. Okay? I provide an opportunity. So if I give you opportunity and somebody says, hey man, one of my boys, like even right now, I ain't made a record in damn near 35 years. Man, I got this dude. I got a rapper. Or I got this, I make beats. I still hook people together right to this day. I get my money now. I do a little bit different, but I hook people up. That's what I've always. And I bought my own studio. I bought my own demo studio. Made all my beats at the pad first. Then went to the big studio and recorded that shit. So now I got all this equipment. I got a studio. We got 20 grand extra to spend. Fuck off, whatever. That's what we did. Fuck it off. Okay. And this is how I was always taught to think. So I had a different mindset. I wasn't stuck on being an artist. I wasn't stuck on being a label owner per se. I was trying to get the game as fast as possible.
You were a businessman.
I was a businessman. But my only problem was when the music business shifted from being about business to got more gangsters, got more street shit, I backed up. Because I didn't want to do. I don't want to.
So you saw Suge and all of them come in.
I saw all of them coming in, and my experiences out of Compton as a young man growing up, I realized if you ain't prepared to kill a motherfucker, leave him alone. Okay? I done been through a lot of shit, man. I done shot at motherfuckers. And I ain't no gangster. I done shot at motherfuckers, been shot at the whole 9 years. That's not what I fucking do. So I don't want to go back through that shit. So surviving Eve After Dark, surviving Dudo, surviving Skateland. I don't want to be a motherfucking gangster, man. I done done some gangster shit, but that ain't what that's not my forefront. I'm like any other motherfucker. I do what I got to do to survive, but that ain't what I do.
I try to stay away from the negative bullshit, you know. Sometimes you might, get questioned about certain shit. But in all, I tell a nigga I wouldn't trade it for nothing. You get me?
I think I am crushed about that corny shit, though.
Well,
I'm hurt, nigga.
Listen, my opinion, because, you know what I'm saying? Like, you said it, though. Let me put it in a different perspective. Our shit was a lot of dance-orientated music. You get me? We didn't have the, like you said, the first shit you probably heard when a nigga was talking some street shit was Toddy T. You feel me?
That's right.
So a lot of our music was electro funk. I mean, we had break dancers, we had pop lockers and shit. So I'll put it in that perspective. Crew Cut gave us a platform to be able to put out records because nobody else did that. I was influenced by gangster shit. I don't know why. I mean, I grew up in Compton. I was fucking gang banging at 13, 14 years old.
Even at Our Lady of Victory was gang banging.
Yeah,
I think I know about that too.
Yeah. Even when I went to Our Lady of Victory, I was gang banging. I was claiming Triangle Park.
I never got sued. If I'm a crook, why nobody ever sued me? Simply because once you sign the contract, you agree to that shit.
Yeah.
That's the fucking deal. You can't go to the judge crying now because you didn't read the goddamn contract. So when I talked to Yella about the situation, he's probably the main one I stay in contact with. He got some money, but nobody got what they deserved. Even Dre didn't get what he deserved because when they first formed N.W.A, it was supposed to be a partnership. Okay, it was formed in my living room. They got the name, they came up with the name and concept at Arabian Princess Pad, but they started talking about the deal at my house, but I kind of had a little input. And Eazy wanted to start a record label. He wasn't going to be on the label. He wasn't going to be an artist. He wanted to put the money behind the project. These people forget about this kind of shit. He was going to put just like you saw in the movie, him just wanted to be a label owner. HBO, the guy, Homeboys Only, coming to the pad. They happened at my house for real. And
so them niggas really told Dre that shit was garbage.
They didn't like this shit. They was from New York. Their cars didn't hop in New York back then. So people forget all this shit, man. It was a different time. The shit is not, you can't compare today to 1985, 86. There's two different worlds. Yeah. We still, even N.W.A, like I said before, they still had to do records like Something to Dance To and Panic Zone, which were produced by Arabian Prince, that if you put some breathing on the shit, it could have been a record crew song. Just to get on the radio, because it hadn't been accepted yet.
It hadn't transitioned over
yet. It hadn't transitioned yet. Good looking.
Flip did a lot of the tracks. Yeah. Okay, so he took money from Suge to work on tracks for, I think the Convicts was supposed to be the first group.
Okay. Big Mike in there.
But then we were in the middle of working on Music to Drive By. So that was his excuse for when he had to go up to Death Row and should like, nigga, where my beats? Oh, well, I'm working on Compton's Most Wanted record right now. So, yeah, but you took my money. And that's how he got the black eye. That's apparently what I heard.
Motherfuckers say it was Wrecking Crew. People always associated us together. I saw, I forgot, it was, what's his attorney's name? He was attorney for Dick Griffin. And he says, the record, should beat the Wrecking Crew up. No,
that was unknown.
But
Yes.
see, this is why I didn't fuck with that shit. Because I don't respond well to that kind of shit. I've been there before. I know the simple shit can turn into a life or death situation.
Definitely.
It ain't that serious for me. Okay? That's why, nigga, I tap out. Just not because I'm a punk. I don't need the headache.
Yeah, nobody want to deal with all that.
All money
shit,
ain't
bro.
good.
All money ain't
put it
good
like
money.
that.
Hell no. He didn't even get to have HIV. It's just like this nigga's all of a sudden he dying of AIDS.
Dude, I remember the first person I ever heard die from AIDS was Rock Hudson back in the day. And for damn near 7-8 months, they would give you a blow-by-blow description of his condition as he died from AIDS on the fucking news every day.
Yeah.
Rock Hudson is resting comfortably in his Beverly Hills home as he suffered from the effect of AIDS. And this, I'm like, when this motherfucker gonna die? Okay? Eazy and Magic had that shit about the same time. Magic ain't never turned into AIDS. Magic had HIV. Now it's undetectable.
Right.
And they both had money at the same time. Very suspicious, Doc.
Very suspicious, man. Who would want Eazy digging though, dog?
I don't know. You know, there's a lot of conspiracy theories. Some people said it was Suge, because Suge made that stupid ass comment on the Arsenio Hall show about the ED thing was a jab. That was kind of stupid. But then people looked at the timelines. Suge was not in contact with Eazy. If you ask Kid Frost, Eazy was trying to do that acupuncture. He felt that somebody may have gotten through the acupuncture. It was all.
But even still though, even if a motherfucker did hit him with the shit with the acupuncture, he's gonna go. He might very well still be alive.
Should have been. I mean, it should have had HIV first.
Yeah, that's what
Right.
I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? It's just
The
kind of
stages
strange.
just went too fucking dramatically quick for it. You
Right.
know.
That's the part that always shook people up. I don't know if I told you that, but I'm in the process of getting a street name after Eazy E right now.
Well, that's dope.
We've already got the paperwork done. In fact, I'm waiting on the email right now from the city manager of Compton to find out when I go before the city council to get it approved. It's already been technically approved. Everybody said they're gonna vote.
Did you fuck with Snowfall in
Yeah,
there?
every fucking episode.
How accurate was that to you?
Nah. You know, it had its point. It had its times when it was accurate, like Homegirl being turned out and cleaning up. I've seen that happen many a time. She got there knocking off everything. Now all of a sudden she get cleaned up. I remember a lot of the cats from the neighborhood would blow up and they started smoking their own shit and fall right the fuck back down. I remember the fucking that shit was based on Nickerson Gardens. That motherfucker always been on fire. Okay, that motherfucker always been on fire. One or two Rick Ross. I mean, an actual Freeway Rick character. I know Freeway, and he was the most laid back guy, like Franklin to a certain degree. I didn't know him at that time when he was balling under control. I've heard his name, but I think a few things they left out. Like when the reason why they called him Freeway was because he had a big ass apartment by the freeway, and right by the fucking 110. He turned the whole apartment building into his goddamn spot, and he was a tennis player. He wasn't even even in his documentary. The feds say they saw the guy almost every day walking past with tennis rackets, didn't pay him no attention. He didn't look like a dope dealer. Now I got a new thing I'm doing now. If you want to be on my personal contact list, text me at 424-363-8141. In the message put Lonzo, and you got me locked in. 424-363-8141. Text Lonzo, and you got me locked in, baby.
That's cracking.
Yes, sir. My website, LonzoWilliams.com. My man Dusty over the corner with me, rolling with me right now. Dusty Vision. He on YouTube too, Dusty Vision, yes. And also my other podcast, my boy Dr. Dre from UMTV Rap, Legendary Connects every Friday.